good. So typically we like to speak to him on this. So he's been through the mail. All right, well, thank you very much. And good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am doing well, and I hope you are too.
We are blessed.
How is Drip doing?
Drip is doing fine. Drip is doing fine.
Well, first let's start with now the Black Stars have qualified. It's great news, but what do you make of the... Yes.
Let me say, as a Ghanaian, I'm proud that we qualified for the World Cup for the fifth time. And as a member of this government, I'm also delighted that once again, during our tenure in government, we'll be able to qualify Ghana to the World Cup. It's a record, and I think I'm happy to be part of it.
What does this essentially mean to the country? I think you were there once when we qualified for the World Cup.
Yes.
How big a deal is this?
Well, it is a big deal because that is a congregation of all the best football nations in the world. And if Ghana will pride ourselves as one of the best in Africa, then it's good that we are part of the African contingent going into the World Cup. And this particular World Cup is very significant because it's going to be a World Cup with a difference, where we're having US, Canada, and Mexico, the North American countries, coming together to host. So it is important that we as a country, we are also represented as one of the best. And also it is significant because the number of African representation has been increased. So if we were able to qualify when there were 5 slots and now 9 slots, we are unable to qualify. It has been a very, very big dent on our image as a country. So it's important that we acknowledge the fact that it's not been easy. And to count on the fact that we are the first African country down, let me say, below the Sahara, to have qualified alongside our Maghreb countries. You know, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, Morocco have all qualified already. So we're looking at African countries down the Sahara to see whether they will also be able to make it. And to be the first to qualify, I think is noteworthy. It's important.
Usually when you qualify for the World Cup like this, what opportunities does it present for Ghana as a country beyond the big matter of football? Are there any other opportunities that we can leverage on?
It is important to note that football is not only what is played on the field. It's basically a business. It's an industry. And I said it will give opportunity for business people to see what potential they can make out of this qualification. 2, the footballers are also going to sell the country with their participation at the World Cup. Ghana's paraphernalia, Ghana's colors, Ghana's flag will be seen and will be known. So it has a lot of tourism potential for us, which when you exploit very well, you will benefit from it economically and also strategically. It will also create a lot of partnerships as far as our economic development is concerned, because Ghana will now be open more. Even though Ghana is open already, it will open more because the lenses of the whole world will be focused on Ghana. And depending on the performance of our team and our players, it will make people who want to invest in the economy have some knowledge about us, and become easy for them to Google and know what potentials are there in for them to exploit.
Great. Now, the journey thus far, in fact, I have been very critical of the coach, I must admit, but he's managed to qualify us for the World Cup. What's your assessment of the journey thus far? Excellent?
Oh, I wouldn't say excellent, but I would say it's good. I wouldn't say excellent, I would say it's good. You see, one thing we must understand is that sometimes it's not just about qualifying. It's about critically examining, analyzing the game your team has been playing, the football itself, and to be able to say whether there has been some impact on the performance. So I think the coach has done well. He's qualified us for the second time successively for the World Cup. After the first World Cup, people were not too happy. He himself was affected in a way, so he decided to leave the job. He's been given another opportunity. He's qualified us again for the World Cup. I will also give credit to the team. It's not the coach alone. He works with the team. So it is good that they've done so. But there's a lot of work to be done before we go to the World Cup. Any critical Ghanaian, critical observer will accept that there is a lot of work to be done before we go to the World Cup. The performance you wouldn't call is a top notch. The performance will not make us comfortable at the World Cup. The performance will give us a lot of heartaches at the World Cup if we don't do anything about it. The performance of the team needs to improve in order for us to be able to make the impact at the World Cup as we did in 2006 and 2010. If we want to at least make that level that we reached in 2006 and 2010, or maybe go do better, then we need to work more on the team, both the playing body and the technical team.
Both the playing body and the technical team. With the playing body, what needs to improve?
I would suggest that we open the doors for other players to also compete for places in the team. Look, we have opportunity to get players like Achampong, who played for Chelsea, Hudson Odoi, who played for Nottingham Forest, and even Danny Welbeck, who England have not used for the past 10 years. By the FIFA regulation, is qualified to play for Ghana. So we should open our windows and give opportunity for every Ghanaian on this planet who is competent enough, who is capable to compete. We cannot shut the door to the rest of the people because we think that these are the players who have played for the qualifying team. Because the qualifying team is not the same team of players who played. Those who played in the first match are not the ones who played yesterday. So every time, the coach has used one player or the other. So now that we've qualified, let's open the doors for every Ghanaian, even including me, if I'm capable, to compete for a place in the team.
Does Nii wants a call up?
Maybe I will pass on the cheerleaders.
But that's interesting because there are those who feel that that proposal is more of a monkey they work, babu they chop.
No, it's not like that. You see, in football, we cannot claim that the 22, 23 players on the bench yesterday are the best Ghanaians across the world. It's not true. Those who played yesterday, there are some of them who played in the matches before then. Maybe they even got injured. By this time, those people have recovered and they are playing actively in their teams. By the time we go to the World Cup next year, some of these players will have a dip in form. Their performance will have gone down. So you cannot claim that you are entitled to be on the team. This Ghana's team, nobody should have any sense of entitlement. It is supposed to be a team that is composed of the best Ghanaian footballers in the world at the World Cup. How do we ensure that we have the best? We can only do that by making the players justify for their inclusion in the team. Patronage should be done away with. People should not say that this is my player, this is my player. Official interruption in the selection of players and all those things should be done away with. We should create a very congenial atmosphere a level playing field for every Ghanaian footballer to have access to justify himself to belong to the team.
There's also the matter of the interruption that you talk about. It's taking the coach some time to, like you said, many players have played in the course of the qualification for the World Cup. So I guess by now you'd have figured out which team he wants to carry to the World Cup. Opening doors to new players, will that not necessarily interrupt perhaps the what they've been building over there?
No, Sena, football is very dynamic. A player may be doing well today. That same player may be poor tomorrow. So you can't say that because this player played and played so well in the qualifying series, by all means, I have to take the place into the World Cup. You can't do that. Let me give you an example. Salisu, who played in the defense yesterday, missed some of the matches before. Are we saying those who played when he was absent should not be given the opportunity to justify themselves? We have used almost about 100 players in the qualifying series. Are we saying that we are only closing the opportunity to those who featured in the last match that were qualified? There were some players who even played in the match against Central African Republic. They didn't play yesterday. Are we going to discard them? So the coach may have a number of players. But if we want to have Ghana's team, Ghana's Black Stars, to the World Cup, it must go beyond the players who played yesterday.
And I guess you said they should be given the opportunity to justify themselves. Are you thinking about the friendlies that will follow before the World Cup?
You mean the friendlies that will follow before the World Cup?
Yeah, because I'm wondering which platform can be used to give them that opportunity.
The coach, we must have a lot more this thing to play, a lot of friendly matches to play. We will definitely have a training camp. Some players, look, if we didn't give opportunity to other players, how could we have seen Benjamin Sari, the goalkeeper in the post? We will have started with Atizigi. You get me?
Yes.
But it was because we gave opportunity. That's how we saw that Benjamin Sari is good. Because we started with people like is it Isaac Ofori or the rest. They were all there. Other players played. So I'm very sure. Look, some Ghanaian footballers are playing so well. Oh. If you sit down, you watch the Italian league, you watch the English football league, you watch the Premier League, you watch the Spanish league. There are some good players out there. Some of them are better than those who played yesterday. They are. So we must, open up our view and stop the narrow view of selection. You understand? We must go wider than the scope we have used in recent times.
And then you talk about improvements to the technical team. There are those who are going for the head of the coach, that they feel that the coach has so far not proven to be that good to continue and carry us to the World Cup. What are you thinking about when you're asking for improvements to the technical team?
Let me say this. You can't say a coach who has successfully qualified you to the World Cup is a bad coach. OTTO is not a bad coach. He is a coach with a potential. When given the opportunity, he will develop better. So far, it has not been the best, but we have qualified. It's not been the best because of the sort of football we see the players play. We're saying that we must see a much more quality. Ghanaians want to enjoy their game. Sometimes it's not just about the score line. They want to enjoy their game. You understand? And then at the end of the day, so we played well. Yes, we didn't win or we drew, but we played well. But Ghanaians are sometimes, they become very hysterical when they even win but do not play well. That is the nature of Ghanaians. Ghanaians love good football. So that's why some people are of the view that the coach is not good. But there are coaches who play good football and not win. And there are coaches who will play a strategic game and pick the points. And at the end of it all, it's the points that will give you the trophy. You understand? So maybe that is also his philosophy. But I'm saying that in order for him to satisfy the desire of Ghanaians to see their team play well, it should be a blend. It should be a blend of strategy and also of impartation of some good football. So he may need to look. Do you know why Ghanaians love Kudus? Because they see him very skillful. When he picks the ball, the way he handles the ball, the passes he gives, the way he plays his game, Ghanaians are falling in love with him because of his play. And that's the Ghanaian. Look, yesterday there was a ball that Partey turned an attacker inside out. Back killed the ball to Sibo. Sibo also did the same. And the whole stadium was cheering. Those are the things Ghanaians want to see. You understand? That's why we call ourselves the Brazilians of Africa. So the coach, I'm totally against those who are saying he must be sacked. No. You can't sack a coach who has twice qualified you to the World Cup. But there is a little bit of inexperience in the technical bench. And we need to do something about that. What we need to do is to have a very experienced technical person to work with them. Because we're talking about a technical bench which has not gotten too much experience. You understand? They are all developing coaches. The coach himself, ADDO, Pencil, Ofer, Dauda, they are all young people who have not got that experience. You understand? They have not really handled teams before. So what I would say is that let's keep them because we are building for the future. But then let's get a much more experienced person to work with them, like a consultant, like a technical director, who do the analysis with them, study opponents, study teams, and offer advice. You understand? That will enrich the bench. Because the bench, as we see it now, is a bit hollow. You know, it's a bit inexperienced.
But is that not what Winfred Schaefer was supposed to do?
Yes. Yes, but then let me say this. You see, I have not seen too much of his impact on the team. Maybe because I'm not too close to the team. I've not seen too much of his impact on the team. Because knowing him for who he is and the teams he has handled, I want to see some little bit of change in the way we are playing if he is really doing his work well.
Well, there'll be a lot to talk about going forward to the World Cup, and of course we'll be speaking to you, including what our realistic goal should be. But looking at what you watched yesterday, if I ask you that question, what should be our realistic goal going to the World Cup? Winning quarterfinals or just surviving the group stage?
But we're not going to the World Cup to be tourists. We are in there to win.
To win?
So that should be our objective.
Is that realistic?
If you ask me, why is it not realistic? Why can't we win the World Cup? If we will assemble the best of our players in the world as our team, we can beat anything. Look, the number of Ghana players. Look, Semenyo is one of the best players in the Premier League. Kudus is one of the best players in the English Premier League. Ishaku is the one virtually carrying Leicester City now since he came back from injury. Jiku is one of the best in the Turkish league. Thomas Partey. We will have the players. There are others. So if we will only open our windows wider and bring in the best, we can be one of the best at the World Cup. So I don't want anybody to think that as for us, we are just going to add up to the numbers. No, we can win. And that should be our goal. That should be our objective. That's where we're going. We can win. If we want to reach the sky and we are not able to get there, we get to the clouds, fine. But we should just jump up and think that that's all that we can do. I think that the last time we got to quarterfinals in 2010, I think that we can even go beyond that. If Senegal, Cameroon have all been able to get to semi-finals of the Cup, who said Ghana we can't? At this point in time, if we look critically at the football, we are better than Cameroon. So if some time ago, Cameroon were able to make, the time that Cameroon got to that level, I don't think Cameroonians gave their team that credit that they will be able to get that far. When Senegal got to the quarterfinals, when Nigeria did it, all those countries, before they left for the World Cup, their supporters and their country did not really think that they would get to the level they got to. So I'm sure that when we do our things right, we shall surprise the world and surprise ourselves.
Let me conclude by asking you who do you have a pick in terms of the player that has impressed you the most during these qualifiers?
You mean the players?
Yes. Of all of them, which player has impressed you the most?
Yesterday, if you ask me to give my man of the match, yesterday's match, I will have given it to the player in number 4 jersey. He was fantastic, the defender.
Okay.
He was fantastic. But this whole qualifying series, if you ask me to pick the best, I will give it to Jordan.
Jordan.
Yes.
Okay.
Jordan has been a great leader in this journey. You know, we didn't give him that distance, and it's been fantastic. He's been a good leader for the team so far. And then apart from him, I think Partey too has been excellent. Partey has been excellent in none of the matches he's also proving himself. And then Jiku, not to forget Benjamin Sarri, the goalkeeper.
Yes.
I wouldn't pick one person per se.
Okay.
But if you really ask me, putting all the matches together, I think I will give it work.
And of course, we're looking forward to hosting you studio on the update on Drip.
I will be available.
Yes, and when you come, I'll ask you about Manchester United and Ruben Amorim and all that. But
don't worry.
Maybe say all this in what job on.
Baby, minya daje nko training. Minya daje nko training.
Oh.
Meno kase po menam kwenso.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Me say what job because the last time I heard our performance was a democracy cup.
This time, Charlie. Men copy better of me so. Why?
What's it?
Oh, thank you.
This
time, the short my bokra 10 minutes back.
Oh.
Mother, I go grab one more. 60 years, Charlie.
What could be?
No, but thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Nii Lante Vanderpuye is former sports minister, of course, former member of parliament for OTTO. You said?
National Drip Coordinator.
Yes. Hey.
Current positions are very important.
Yes. The current. The current is very important. In the meantime, the Ministry of Transport in collaboration with Digital, I invite you to the Ghana Transport and Logistics Fair 2020.